Hey guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter, and today we're looking at EX7 Musketeers. Pretty straightforward deck profile, but I did want to just put one up on this channel. And then Friday we're actually going to go over an old Beelstarmon deck profile now that Gabumon is unrestricted on the restricted ban list. So, starting with our eggs, we have 4 copies of the new EX7 Kapurimon. When an effect places option cards with the 3 Musketeers trait in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, you gain a memory. In this archetype, whenever you use one of the Musketeer options, you'll be able to tuck it under your stack as a source. So this will basically give you a memory whenever you use one of those options. Then we have 4 copies of EX7 ToyAgumon. By trashing 1 card with the 3 Musketeers trait in your hand, you can draw 2 cards on play. Really great for finding your pieces, and the Reboot Inheritable is also really nice for cards like Gundramon, which is one of the better Musketeers in my opinion. So we definitely want that Reboot Inheritable to make sure we can swing and still block in the same stack. 4 copies of Sparrowmon. Starting your main phase by placing 1 option card with the 3 Musketeers trait from your hand or trash as one of your Digimon's bottom Digivolution cards. Draw 1 card. And then a Retaliate Inheritable. This also pairs really nicely with Gundramon because you can get the Retaliation blocker. But more importantly, that start of main phase effect is going to let you recycle your Musketeers options and just keep tucking them onto your stacks, which is really relevant for a card like Beelstar X, which wants to trash our Musketeer options from its sources in order to do things. So 4 copies of this card, in my opinion, is mandatory. And then we are on 3 copies of the EX7 ToyAgumon. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with the 3 Musketeers in its text, and 1 option card with a use cost of 6 among them to the hand. Return the rest of the bottom deck, and a 2k DP boost as the inheritable. Yes, going 3 honor searchers does feel not the best. Every other deck you've ever played probably tells you searchers are good. But I think on play and reboot is better than search 3 and 2k DP boost. You're still netting 2 cards. You don't have to bottom deck anything this way. You could switch your ratios if you want. This is just my preference. 4 copies of the EX7 Tankmon. On play, when digivolving, by returning 3 cards with the 3 Musketeers trait from your hand or trash to the top of the deck, de-digivolve 1 on one of your opponent's Digimon. Great effect. You can never argue with de-digivolve. It's just wonderful to see in this package. And then this also has the Reboot Inheritable to make sure that your stack is unsuspending. 4 copies of the EX7 Deputymon. When digivolving and when attacking once per turn, you can trash any 1 option card from one Digimon's Digivolution cards. And then your turn, this Digimon gains a 3 Musketeers trait. So this is technically a 3 Musketeers Digimon, and it has a 2k DP boost as the inheritable. Make sure our Gundramon is nice and big, and our other level 6s are large enough to swing through security without dying. For our level 5s, we have 4 copies of the EX7 Gigadramon. On play and when digivolving, you're going to reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Place 1 option card with a 3 Musketeers trait among them as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Return the rest to top or bottom of the deck. If this effect placed, delete one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers to the play cost of 3 or less and a Collision Inheritable. This is one of my favorite cards in this set. On play and when digivolving, you reveal top 4. That's a really good effect. Being able to put them top or bottom is also really, really great. You're just fixing your next 4 draws, basically. And then you grab an option card, and then it's got Tamer Hate built on top of it and a Collision Inheritable. I'm gonna say this is probably also gonna be really good in Machinedramon, I would hope. But it's just a fantastic card. I think it's the better of the 2 level 5. So we're running 4 copies of it. You can't argue with Collision. You can have a Collision Retaliate stack that reboots at the same time. Like, that's kind of crazy. And then yeah, Tamer Hate is self-explanatory. It's just crazy. 3 copies of EX7 Megadramon. On play and when digivolving, by placing 1 option card with the 3 Musketeers trait from your hand or trash as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6k DP or less and a Piercing Inheritable. So this just trims down the board, gets rid of any floodgates or smaller bodies that are lingering around. So still a perfectly serviceable level 5, although I don't think it's quite as good as the Gigadramon. For our level 6s, we are on 3 copies of the EX7 Gundramon. This has blocker. On play, when digivolving, reveal the top 6 cards of your deck. You may use 1 3 Musketeers trait option card among them without paying the cost. The rest return to top or bottom of the deck. And then all turns when any of your 3 Musketeers trait Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects, by trashing 1 option card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards, they don't leave. So that's a really fantastic effect. You can basically block something that you wouldn't be able to block before, trash an option from your sources, make sure it doesn't die, which is great. If you have the Sparrowmon, this is just threatening to kill whatever your opponent swings with and stay on the board at the same time. And the Sparrowmon can then, if you have one sitting on board, reload options underneath this to keep you with a really annoying blocker on the board. It also protects your other Musketeers, which is really important in this deck. You don't want to be paying the overflow on your Beelstarmon aces, so just a fantastic level 6. I think you want 3 or 4 copies for sure. I am on 4 copies of Beelstarmon Ace. It's not Musketeers without Beelstarmon. On play, when digivolving, return one option card from your trash to the hand. Then you can use a Three Musketeers trait option card from your hand without paying the cost. So you ace into this, you grab an option from your trash, and then you use a Musketeers option. When attacking, you can trash an option card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards, and then you may use a Three Musketeers trait option from your hand without paying the cost. So this is going to grab an option, use it. Once you use it, it will get loaded underneath the stack, and then when you attack, you trash the card that was loaded, and then you're going to get to use an option from your hand. So this is going to let you basically throw down two options, which is really great because the options in this deck hurt really bad. And they do things when you trash them too, so we'll get there when we get there, but this is just a great facilitator for all of your options, as it was intended. We're on 2 copies of Beelstar X-antibody. When digivolving, you may use one option card with the Three Musketeers in its text from your hand without paying the cost, so any of your Musketeers options, basically. When digivolving and when attacking, by trashing 2 cards with the Three Musketeers trait from this Digimon's Digivolution cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level and trash their top security. Just a great effect. You're going to be loading options underneath this. You're going to swing. You're going to get a free security when digivolving. If you have enough sources, you're going to get another trash on their security when you swing. This can do 3 damage really easily, and it's just great value for what it is. This can also evo onto any level 6 with the Three Musketeers trait for a cost of 1, so this can go on top of your Gundramons, your Beelstar Aces, or your Kidmons. So speaking of MagnaKidmon, we have 1 copy in the deck. I know he's a great card. Space is tight. I chose 1 on this card in favor of other cards. I could totally see going down to 3 Beelstarmon Aces in favor of 2 MagnaKidmons. But on play, and when digivolving, he is going to let you use a Three Musketeers trait option from your hand without paying the cost, then draw cards until you have 6 in your hand, so great when your hand is low. And then end of turn, by trashing 1 option card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards, one of your Three Musketeers trait Digimon gains security, attack +1 for the turn, and attack. So you're going to get to use an option, which is most likely going to remove a body. It's going to get tucked into the stack. Then you're going to get to trash that option, which is going to have some kind of effect that hurts your opponent more, and then you're going to get to swing 2 checks for free. So fantastic card, really, really powerful. Again, space is just an issue. It's hard to fit all the copies of the level 6s that you want in this deck. Speaking of trashing our options to get nasty effects, Blitz. When an effect trashes this card from Digivolution cards, you're going to de-digivolve 1 on one of your opponent's Digimon. That is a horrendous effect. We are running 3 copies of this card. It just hurts when your opponent's trashing this card and stripping down your stack. While you have a Three Musketeers trait Digimon, you get to ignore this card's color requirements. All of your options will do that. And then main, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. Then place this card as the bottom Digivolution card of one of your Three Musketeers trait Digimon. So you use the option, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost, and then you load this underneath. Then we have 4 copies of Hurricane Screwshot. When effects trash this card from Digivolution cards, you gain 1 memory. When you have a Three Musketeers trait Digimon, you get to ignore the color requirements, and the main will delete a level 3, a level 4, and a level 5 Digimon on your opponent's board. Then you place this as the bottom source. So again, all of them are going to load themselves. This one will give you memory back when you trash it. That's why it's at 4, and it's going to basically wipe your opponent's board except for the level 6s, which is really strong. 3 copies of Chaos Triangular. This, when it's trashed, will give you 3k DP. And then the main effect will delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 9,000 DP or less. For each of your Three Musketeers trait Digimon with different names, add 3k to that effect maximum. So this will hit a 12k by default, and then for everything else, it's going to go up by 3k. You really only need 2 cards, or 2 Three Musketeer trait Digimon for this to be really, really potent. But for some of the bigger DP targets, you might need 3. We are running 1 copy of the X-antibody protoform. It does not come up a lot, but it can make your Beelstar X free if you need to get into it without passing turn. Totally viable. Hurricane Screwshot generally does a good job of letting you not pass when you go into Beelstar X. But this is also a great way to grab your Beelstar Aces back when your Beelstar X dies, and then do more shenanigans with that. So I find the 1 copy is more than enough. Then I am running 3 copies of Mimi. When a player uses an option, you may suspend this tamer to get 1 memory. We have lots of cards in here that say use an option for free. All of our level 6s do. So basically, if you're playing a level 6 Digimon, if you have a Mimi in play, this card just costs 1 less to play because you're going to suspend it when you use the option and get the memory, which is just great. I mean, the more of these you get on the board, the better. You're just going to be netting memory back every time you go into a level 6. So lots of gas for this deck and lots of ways to be really, really memory efficient. So that is it for my deck profile. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What are you doing with the Musketeers Tribal? What do your ratios look like? I'm sure most of you are probably going a little heavier on the MagnaKidmons. But again, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.